Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm My Big Blaze and today I want to take a step back and look at Season 3 as a whole. We are already 5 weeks into the season and I think this is the perfect time to reflect on what's working, what isn't, and what Blizzard might need to tweak moving forward. Before we jump in, if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Alright, let's dive into the good and the bad of Season 3 so far. Let's start with the positive because there are a lot Blizzard got right this season. The first one is definitely the raid. This is easily one of the most polished raid tiers we've had in a while. Boss design feels fresh, mechanics are punishing without being overwhelming, and visually the raid is absolutely amazing. The first few bosses are approachable for most groups, while the later ones provide a solid difficulty spike. That's the sweet spot raiders usually want. Some early momentum followed by fights that really test condition and execution. Personally, I think that the Mencius fight is one of the better fights we've had since the beginning of World of Warcraft. The second thing is Mythic Plus. Mythic Plus is always controversial, but I think Season 3 Dungeon Pool is in a solid place. There are a nice mix of heavy mechanics dungeons and more straightforward ones, and none of them feel as overtuned as some of the nightmare dungeons from previous seasons. That said, the Dawnbreaker's first boss feels completely overtuned. Blizzard really needs to step in and nerf it. Outside of that, the pacing feels smoother and it seems like Blizzard has learned from some of the mistakes of past seasons. Healers still have pressure in certain keys, but it's not as punishing across the board. The next thing is gear progression. The new crest system and upgrade paths feel much better this time around. By week 5, most players are progressing steadily without slamming into massive walls. Alts are also in a much better spot thanks to Warbound gear. Personally, I've been stacking a ton of Warbound pieces from the raid and it will be massive if I want to gear an alt quickly. We cannot talk about this season without mentioning the rewards. Some of them are fantastic. The mounts, the raid set appearances, even the little cosmetic drops. Blizzard really went all in. And let's be honest, looking good is basically a damage and healing increase. Now it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Let's talk about where Season 3 falls short. Class balance is still a big issue. Some specs are dominating the meta while others feel unwanted in high-end content. And because perception is so powerful in World of Warcraft, even small differences can lead to people being excluded. Blizzard is trying to make some tuning, but they are not coming fast enough to keep things healthy. Another issue is how Season 3 feels tuned for organized groups, which leaves pugs struggling. Whether it's failing raid mechanics or wiping in Mythic Plus, frustration levels are high. This naturally leads to toxicity, especially toward healers and off-meta DPS. I know that this is something that Blizzard wants to change and they try to do it with the Keystone Deserter system. Blizzard added the Keystone Deserter system to discourage leavers in Mythic Plus, but honestly, I'm not convinced it's doing the job. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comment. Lastly, let's talk about raid loot. Even with the Great Vault helping, some players are 5 weeks in and still missing key trinkets or weapons from heroic raid, while others got them right away. RNG has always been part of WoW, but it feels especially rough when your entire performance can hinge on a single drop. The dinar system would go a long way toward fixing this, and I really hope Blizzard brings it back sooner rather than later, not halfway through the season like last time. So overall, where does Season 3 stand at week 5? I think this is a great season. The raid is excellent, Mythic Plus feels more balanced than usual, and gearing is smoother than in past patches. But at the same time, class balance, loot frustration and community issues are still holding WoW back from being truly great. The good news is Blizzard still has time to make adjustments. If they keep tuning classes, addressing pain points and polishing the player experience, Season 3 could end up being remembered as one of the better seasons in recent years. But that is just my take. Now I want to hear from you. How is your Season 3 been so far? Are you enjoying the raid, struggling with Mythic Plus, or just frustrated with loot RNG? Drop a comment down below, I'd love to hear your experiences. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future guides and discussions. Thank you so much for watching, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.